Good day and hi doctor. Welcome to this video. I am Choong Xin Jade. Me and my group mates from group 7 are going to present about the event knowledge assessment for our Solam project. At first, let me introduce my group mates. They are Woon Man Thing, Jong Wei Boon, Kee Jing Li, Lim Peirou, Jie Lin, Wai Yen, Melissa, and me, Choong Xin Jade. What is risk management? Risk management is a process of detecting, evaluating, and managing risk to an organization's capital and profits. These risks may arise from several different things such as unexpected financial circumstances, legal obligations, poor strategic management, accidents, and natural disasters. An organization needs to know how to identify, manage, and reduce major risks can be ascertained with the assistance of a consistent, systematic, and integrated approach to risk management. In short words, risk management are about detection of risks, evaluation of risks, and risk management strategies. Next, I am moving on to the next part, the importance of risk management. Risk management stands as foundation in ensuring the resilience and sustainability of organizations across diverse industries. It helps them avoid problems that could threaten their financial stability, operational efficiency, and reputation. By systematically identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks, organizations minimize the possibility and impact of the unexpected circumstances. This process not only about avoiding losses, but it also facilitated informed decision making. Understanding potential risks empowers leadership to allocate resources strategically, prioritize actions, and plan for contingencies, thus strengthen the organization's ability to achieve its strategic objective. Moreover, effective risk management brings up the organizational resilience. It cultivates a culture of adaptability, enabling companies to navigate uncertainties and challenges with flexibility. Compliance and governance form essential components of risk management, ensuring adherence to legal and regulatory standards. Establishing a strong governance structure not only mitigates risk but also enhances operational efficiency and accountability. Additionally, a proactive approach to risk management cultivates a culture where every individual is familiar to identifying and addressing risks, contributing to a more alert and responsive organizational environment. Besides, this proactive attitude in risk management builds stakeholders' confidence. Investors, customers, and partners seek assurance in an organization's ability to manage risk effectively, demonstrating a commitment to strengthen risk management practices not only build trust but also support the organization's reputation, encouraging stronger relationship with stakeholders. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, doctor and friends. My name is Chen Jie Lin, metric number 278133, and I will present about the first risk in the event, which is the potential fire hazards or the fire safety risk. So this is a common risk where all events should consider it and avoid the risk, because if this risk happens, it will bring negative impact to the event. Firstly will be risk assessment. Tools and techniques will be introduced in order to overcome this risk. So the first technique will be brainstorming. So the event team will brainstorm about the possibility of how fire hazards occur and what item causes it to occur. Then the second technique will be risk assessment meeting. Risk assessment meeting will be one of the effective methods to identify the risk and gather all the ideas of the members. Each members will contribute during the meeting and no ideas will be critiqued. During the meeting, we'll be able to know what causes the risk and able to produce a report on the effect and the ways to overcome the risk. So then will be scenario exercise. This is the exercise where the team will be given a scenario of the event and discuss and examine the causes, effects, and the impact of the risk. So during this exercise, the team may ask about what might go wrong and able to know the root causes and mitigate it if possible. The next one will be hazard mapping. So hazard mapping is a technique used to examine the event environment like the event venue, surroundings, or the structures or other items that concern about it. This exercise is useful to identify the safety hazards and it can identify the root causes for the risk and able to lower the possibility of happening it. Then another technique will be the cause and effect analysis, which is fishbone diagrams. As you can see in the slide, it shows the pictures where it looks like a fishbone, and this structure able to let you explore the root causes or the factors that contribute to positive or negative outcomes to your event. Then the last risk assessment tool will be risk matrix or probability matrix. This is a tool used to quantify the likelihood and the impact of the risk in order to prioritize risk response activities. As you can see in the slide, the picture shows that the risk matrix diagram and you're able to know the probability of the risk and the severity of the risk. If the risk is an extreme risk, the risk should be overcome and consult with experts on this risk. The next one will be risk mitigation. Risk mitigation is the process of reducing the risk exposure and minimizing the likelihood of an incident. We will discuss about the strategies to mitigate and control the risk. First, we'll discuss about the strategies to mitigate the risk. So, there is 3 strategies, which is checklist, reviews, and walkthroughs. Checklist is to track and confirm the completion of a task and able to know is the item that causes fire has removed. Then will be reviews. Reviews may use to examine, evaluate, and convey actions or procedures to mitigate the fire hazard risk and lower the possibility of happening it. The last one will be walkthroughs. Walkthroughs is a walking tour and survey of the event site before and during the event, so that we're able to know what will causes the fire hazards to happen and avoid it before it happens. Next, we'll come to controlling the risk. So one of the way to control is provide training to the event staff so that they know how to control and solve the issues if the risk occur during the event. Then will be inspections. Physical inspection of the sites, equipment, and the conditions should be considered to control and avoid the risk happen during the event. With this, it can ensure that the event can run smoothly without having fire safety problem. Next is safety equipment. Safety equipment like fire extinguisher should be provided at a place that is easy to take and use when emergency situations happen. It can control the fire or extinguish it and able to ensure that all the event attendees are safe. The last one will be using fire-resistant materials to control the fire hazards. This is because it can lower down the possibility of happening because fire-resistant materials will not cause fire easily. Fire-resistant materials will be fire-resistant curtains or backdrops or other materials. So, the next one will be emergency response planning. Emergency response planning is also important in order to overcome the risk. This is because a well-defined emergency response plan able to ensure the safety of all the people in the event, no matter the participants, staff, or others like volunteers. With a well-defined emergency response plan, the emergencies can be dealt with quickly, safely, and effectively if emergency happens. With the plan, the arrangements for emergency response is clear, and each emergency should be listed with details such as what will be done and who will be implementing it. It also enables the emergency to be handled properly. In order to develop and implement the emergency response planning, these a few procedures should be done. So, an emergency plan should include escape routes, evacuation plan, medical response, and key contact lists. After identifying the fire hazard risk, the team can list down the organization that able to help to handle this risk. Then, document the contact information list for emergencies like the fire safety department or hospital emergency number. Then, the team needs to decide the roles and the responsibility of each of the team members and the communication design in order to handle this emergency. Train the personnel so that they can fulfill their roles and responsibilities. Lastly, will be decide on how the warnings will be given to the participants and when and whom will be giving the warnings to the participants of the event. Next will be the compliance and regulations. The first one will be safety inspection certificates. It is important when you want to organize an event at the venue because with the certification, it can confirm that the venue complies with the safety standards and regulations. The next one will be fire department permits and licenses. It is an approval granted by the local fire department. These documents signify that the venue has met the necessary fire safety requirements and is allowed to host events. The permits may cover aspects such as occupancy limits, use special effects, and compliance with fire codes. The third one will be fire risk assessment and emergency preparedness. It involves evaluating the potential fire hazards in a given space, identifying individuals at risk, and implementing measures to mitigate those risks. These include evacuation plans, designated assemble points, and communication strategies to ensure the safety of all the attendees. The last one will be fire safety equipment and inspection. It includes various tools and devices designed to prevent, detect, or combat fires. For example, it includes fire extinguisher, smoke detectors, sprinkler system, and emergency lighting. Regular inspection and maintenance of these equipments are crucial to ensure functionality and able to ensure that the environment is safe. So the last part we will come to insurance and liability. So purchasing insurance for an event is important as it can protect the event and the attendees. The first insurance that can be purchased will be all risk or fire insurance. The insurance can cover all the equipment and machinery that brought in to facilitate the event. Then will be public liability insurance. This insurance can claim if there is someone getting injured like trip or fell during the event. Then will be property insurance or equipment coverage. So this insurance can protect your equipment against the loss, theft, or damage. Like during the event, if fire hazards occur, this insurance can cover it. Then the last one will be workers' compensation. So this covers claims if there's an employee or volunteer getting injured in your event. And that's all for my part. I pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi and good day to Dr. Asmahany. My name is Lim Peirou and my matric number is 277974. So today I'm going to present about the weather risk. So the risk assessment tool and technique about the weather risk can be divided into three, which are historical weather data, risk metric, collaboration, and communication. So for the first one, historical weather data, the event organizer need to looking at past weather information to understand what kind of weather event had occurred in a specific location over time. This helps in predicting and preparing for the similar event in the future. So the second is risk metric. The event organizer need to develop a risk assessment metric for event planning. It gauges the likelihood and impact of specific event, adding the effective risk prioritization and management. And the last one will be collaboration and communication. The event organizer can working together with others and sharing information effectively. In the context of weather, this involves coordinating with weather expert or business and local authority to stay informed and respond to weather-related challenges. Now I'm going to present about risk mitigation. So in risk mitigation, it can be divided into two, which is mitigating and controlling. So for the part of mitigating, the first one is insurance coverage. So the event organizer should secure insurance coverage to obtain a financial protection against the property damage, business interruption, and so on. The second one will be infrastructure resilience. So the event organizer should invest in resilient infrastructure, and it means that they had to be priority constructing building, road, and or other critical infrastructure using the material and design that can withstand the weather events such as flood and so on. And for the part of controlling, the event organizer should stay informed about the weather forecast and monitor condition to anticipate potential risks. And the last one about early warning system. It means that the event organizer should invest and utilize early warning system. And this allows for timely evacuation, resource allocation, and communication with the public. Next is about the emergency response planning. So one of the important or emergency response planning is protection from weather hazard. So the protection from weather hazard is crucial to ensuring the safety and well-being of individual and the community. And a vital emergency response plan, including securing building and implementing early warning, is crucial in reducing the economic impact of adverse weather threat. So actually, how to create implement emergency response procedure, which is the first one is develop a several weather evacuation plan specifically for the event. It means that the event organizer need to identify the several weather events specific to the location and considering factors like extreme storm and so on. The next one is provide trained personnel such as medical staff and security personnel. So to enhance the several weather exclusion plan by training medical staff in emergency response and equipping the security personnel with crowd control skill for a coordinator and secure the evacuation. I'm going to present about the compliance and the regulation. So the first one is compliance with local law. So the event organizer need to ensure that the event planning and risk management practices align with the local law and regulation governing weather-related risks. The second one is permit requirement. So the event organizer need to adhere to permit requirement and regulatory obligations specific to the event, taking into the account potential weather risk hazard. And the last one will be safety standard adherence. So it means that implement measures that comply with safety standard outlined by regulatory authority, especially in the context of weather risk management. Now I'm going to explain about the insurance and the liability. So the first one of insurance and liability of weather risk is event cancellation insurance. The event cancellation insurance is used to protect against the financial losses due to the event cancellation caused by the adverse weather condition or other unforeseen circumstances. And the next is liability insurance to cover legal expenses and damage in case of injury or property damage during the event. And the last one, weather-related insurance. It is a specific coverage addressing a weather-related risk such as damage for storm, flood, or extreme weather event. Now, how to choose the right policies? So the first one is risk assessment. The event organizer need to conduct a true whole risk assessment to identify the potential weather-related risk specific to the event. The second one is policies customization. The event organizer need to work with the insurers to customize the policy to address the identified risk and the unique aspect of the event. And the last one is coverage limit. The event organizer need to ensure the coverage limit align with the potential financial impact of weather-related disruption. So that's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, good day, doctor. My name is Woon Man Thing, entry number 277666. So I'll present about the risk of contract agreement. For the risk assessment, first is contract audit. Contract audit involves a systematic review of contract performance, procedure, and paperwork to guarantee compliance to the term of the agreement and identify potential risks. Okay, second is key performance indicator, which is KPI. It can assist in monitoring and evaluating performance in terms of preset benchmark as well as taking corrective action before problem arise. Okay, and third is SWOT analysis. It's a tool for strategic planning that assists in evaluating internal and external elements that could have an impact on a contract success. Okay, it obtains insight on potential risks and opportunity related to a contract in order to undertake the risk mitigation. Okay, next is risk mitigation. Okay, create a rigorous complaint framework can help to ensure the conformance with the term of the agreement and any wider regulatory concern. Second is set a clear contract definition. We should clearly define the scope, deliverables, and expectation in the contract, and also establish the detailed specification and requirement to minimize the ambiguity. Okay, for controlling, establish a system for regular monitoring progress against milestone and deliverables, and use project management tool to monitoring track performance and identify potential deviation. Next is communication and documentation. Maintain open communication channel with all stakeholders and document change, decision, as well as action taken to address risk. Okay, next is emergency response planning for the contract agreement risk. Important of having a good emergency response planning is can reducing the business disruption by offering a defined set of guidelines and protocols. Besides, it also can preserving stakeholder interest involved maintaining the integrity of the contractor arrangement as well as the credibility and satisfaction of the stakeholder. Okay, next is about how to create and implement emergency response procedure. So we should identify the possible hazard that may link to every agreement, including provision for force majeure, termination, and dispute resolution procedure. Okay, then create backup plan that can address potential risks to each identify contract and agreement, including possible ways to make other arrangement could be met. Okay, for the compliance and regulation, first is contract law. Understanding and complying with the basic principle of contract law is essential, such as offer and acceptance, consideration, and legality. Next is insurance requirements. Events often require insurance coverage to protect against various risks, and this may include liability insurance, event cancellation insurance, and also the coverage for property damage. It is important to mitigate financial risk and ensure that the event organizer is adequately protected. Third is contractual obligation and vendor agreements. Event organizers should often enter into contract with vendor, supplier, and service provider. Complying with contractual obligation is crucial to avoid legal dispute. Okay, this involves ensuring that all parties adhere to the agreed upon terms regarding service, payments, cancellation, and other relevant aspects. Okay, last is insurance and liability for contract agreement risk. Contractual liability insurance is a type of insurance that designed to cover liability assumed by the insured under a contract. Second, event cancellation insurance is to protect against monetary damage caused by the event cancellation, postponement, or disruption for costs outside the organizer control. It may cover expenses such as venue deposit, marketing costs, and also lost revenue. So that's all from my part. Thank you.
Good day, doctor. My name is Kee Jing Li. Now I will continue with the 4 risks, technological and communication risk. For risk assessment, the first is SWOT analysis. It is employed to identify internal and external factors influencing the events, allowing organizers to leverage strengths, address weaknesses, seize opportunity, and mitigate threats. Next is the user training and awareness program. They are instrumental in enhancing security by ensuring that staff and participants are well informed as well as capable of recognizing and responding to potential risks. Lastly, regular vulnerability scanning plays a vital role in assessing IT system security consistently, helping identify and address vulnerabilities to fortify the technological infrastructure. Next, I will present the risk mitigation. To mitigate the risk of data breaches and cyber attacks, organizers should implement robust security measures, including firewalls, encryption, and advanced threat detection systems. Then, regular data backups and comprehensive disaster recovery plans are crucial for swift recovery in the event of IT system failures, minimizing downtime and data loss. Besides that, the staff training is essential to promptly address technology and communication issues, fostering a proactive and informed response to potential risks. Now I will present the part of emergency response planning. Start by identifying the critical technology system data and communication channel essential for event success. Second, evaluate the specific technology and communication risks that could disrupt the event. Third, create detailed incident response procedure for various technology and communication risks. 4. Define communication protocols for notifying staff, attendees, partners, and authority in case of a technology or communication emergency. 5th, set out a system for reporting and documenting incidents as they occur. Last, regularly review and audit emergency response plans based on lessons learned from testing, real-world incidents, and changing technology and communication threats. For compliance and regulations, the first is an event permit. It often covers venue use, traffic management, and emergency services access. Next is food and alcohol license. If the organizers serve food or alcohol at their event, they may need licenses and permits to comply with health and alcohol regulations. Last but not least, occupational safety and health regulations. The organizers should ensure that their event venue meets safety standards for staff and the attendees. For the insurance and liability, the organizers should consider obtaining cybersecurity insurance to protect against financial losses resulting from data breaches or cyber attacks. Next, the event organizers should have liability insurance to cover accidents, injuries, or property damage that may occur during the event. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, Doctor. I'm Charaya. Matrix number is 278388. Now I'm going to present about the financial risk. The risk assessment of financial risk in event include cash flow analysis, market research and economic analysis, and budgetary control analysis. Cash flow analysis is crucial for assessing liquidity and ensuring the organization's ability to meet the financial obligations by simulating changes in revenue, expenses, and other parameters. This quantifies the potential impact of various financial risks. Market research and economic analysis contribute to risk assessment by understanding their potential impact on the event's financial situations. Examining scenarios related to economic conditions and sponsorship contribution. These efforts are complemented by budgetary control analysis, involving the regular monitoring of the event budget. This approach enables the early detection of variance and potential financial risks, facilitating timely corrective action for maintaining the planned financial framework. For effective risk mitigation, the strategy involves creating a detailed budget covering all expenses and allocating a contingency fund for unexpected costs, building financial resilience and provide a safety net. Incorporating financial modeling and scenario planning strengthens risk mitigation efforts, allowing for the simulation of various outcomes and the development of contingency plans. Simultaneously, risk assessment identifies potential financial risks, considering threats to revenue and the possibility of budget overrun. To enhance resilience, revenue stream diversification reduces dependency on a single source by exploring multiple sponsors, diverse ticket options, and merchandise sales. This strategy collectively form a robust financial management framework for successful event planning. The emergency response plan is a critical safety guard for the event's financial stability, offering a structured approach to navigate financial crises effectively. Reliance on preparation, transparent communication, and adaptability, the plan requires regular review and updates to address evolving financial risks and ensure team members are familiar with their role. In risk identification, potential financial threats are pinpointed through analysis of historical data and market trends, allowing for proactive prioritization of response efforts. Establishing procedures of budget revision and activating contingency plan in response to financial emergency is pivotal. Outlining steps of adjusting expenses and contribute to a comprehensive emergency response strategy for financial risk asset management. Compliance and regulation for financial risk involve two key aspects. Firstly, adherence to financial regulations necessitates a thorough understanding of local and state law, considering the specific impact different jurisdictions may have on events. Compliance with tax regulation is crucial for financial integrity, encompassing understanding applicable tax rate and filing before the deadlines. Secondly, ticketing compliance is vital for events, requiring adherence to legal and regulatory requirements in the sales and distribution of tickets. This commitment ensures that the transparency, consumer protection, and averts legal issues. Adherence to consumer protection law promotes fair ticket practice with clear communication of term, refined policy, fee, and rejection, fostering an honest relationship with attendees. In insurance and liability for the financial risk, property and equipment insurance are crucial for protecting event-related properties. It can protect against damage or loss of event-related properties or the equipment, encompassing supplies and structure. Another vital aspect is event cancellation insurance, which provides financial protection in case of cancellation due to unforeseen circumstances like extreme weather, natural disaster, or emergencies. This coverage acts as a financial safety net. Navigating these complexities involves reviewing force majeure clauses in insurance policy to understand the circumstances of coverage. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Melissa Grace, Matrix number 278899, going to present about the next risk, which is the health risk that focuses on pandemics and food safety. So to start off, there's 3 risk assessments that can be taken under this health risk. The first one is public health surveillance, which includes ongoing collection, analysis, and interpretation of data to monitor health events and detect trends. The second one is environmental impact assessment, which is assessing the potential health impacts of environmental changes such as urban development, transportation projects, or industrial facilities. And the third one is environmental monitoring, where evaluating the presence and levels of contaminants in the air, water, soil, or food to avoid any potential health risk. Moving on to the risk mitigation, which is the process an organization undertakes to reduce its exposure to the various risks it might face. To reduce the exposure of health risk, things like conducting ongoing research to identify emerging health risk and trend, as well as taking regulatory measures, will be a great move. For example, using surveillance data to inform public health policies and intervention, implementing and enforcing regulations to control health risks, such as food safety standards and environmental regulations, as well as setting occupational safety standards to protect workers from workplace hazards. So next, I'll talk about the emergency response planning, which is a fundamental component in health risk. It not only addresses immediate health risk, but also contributes to building resilient and adaptive system capable of handling a wide range of potential threats. Investing in comprehensive emergency response planning is an essential strategy to protect the communities, save lives, and maintaining public health. There's 3 ways we can implement emergency response planning in health risks. So the first one is through risk identification. For example, identifying emerging infections like coronaviruses, evaluating healthcare system capacity, medical resources, biological or physical hazards, cross-cutting considerations like the vulnerable population, and checking on the surveillance system. The second one is through risk assessment. This includes exposure assessment, hazard identifications, risk management, like developing and implementing strategies or control measures to avoid health risk, monitoring and review, research and development, and so on. The third risk mitigation is conducting training and drills that includes communications among an organizations, rules and regulations on food safety, isolation and evacuation drills, good manufacturing practices, inspections, as well as general training like interdisciplinary training, regular updates, and post-training evaluation. So for the compliance and regulations for health risk is permit and licenses, which includes healthcare facilities and environmental permits. The second one is Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, which is a federal agency in the United States committed to safeguarding workers' health and safety. And the third one here is the Food Safety and Public Health Regulations, which focuses on ensuring the safety of the food supply and improving the overall health of the population. Next, I'm going to talk about 2 important insurance and liability in health risk. So the first one is health insurance, which is a policy that typically covers a range of medical expenses, including doctor visits, hospital stays, prescription medications, preventive care, and more. The second one is critical illness insurance, where this provides a lump sum payment upon the diagnosis of a specific critical illness such as cancer, heart disease, or stroke. To conclude this, insurance and liability is important as it plays crucial roles in managing health risks, offering financial protection, and establishing accountability in various aspects of the healthcare system. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day to Dr. Asmahany. I am Jong Wei Boon and my metric number is 277628. So now I'm going to present about cloud control risk. One of the risk assessment tools and technologies is cloud monitoring system, which implement advanced technologies such as sensors and cloud monitoring software to gather real-time data on cloud movements and behavior. Next is the tabletop exercise that are conducted through various cloud control scenarios, allowing the stakeholders to identify potential weaknesses. The probability and impact matrix is also one of the risk assessment tools, which can identify risks using a matrix to categorize them as low, medium, or high risk. So next, I will present about the risk mitigation for the cloud control risk. The event organizer can conduct a comprehensive risk assessment to identify potential hazards and vulnerabilities specific to the event and venue. The event organizer can also plan event logistics with cloud management in mind, considering the factors such as entry and exit points, venue layout, and potential bottlenecks. Another one is cloud density management, which is by utilizing data from monitoring system to manage and cloud control the cloud density in specific areas to prevent overcrowding. For the controlling, the event organizer must provide specialized training to security personnel and staff in cloud control and emergency response. The event organizer must establish clear communication channels among event organizers, security personnel, the emergency services, and other related stakeholders. They should also use physical barriers and fencing to guide the flow of the cloud and prevent unauthorized access to restricted areas. And now I'm going to present about the emergency response planning. The importance of having a well-defined emergency response plan is to ensure that everyone that involved in the event can be in a safe situation when any emergency incident happens during the event. With the plan, it is able to evacuate the people quickly and systematically without messing up by having human staplers or clouds pushing against each other. Next is about how to create and implement emergency response procedures for cloud control risk. First, the emergency actions plan must include escape routes, evacuation plan, medical response, and key contact lists. The organizer need to know about the venue flow plan to identify the exit routes and how to evacuate the cloud from the space. All the staff need to know and understand about the emergency plan, escape route, and can be able to give directions to the cloud when incident happen. Apart from that, the compliance and regulations for cloud control risk is an event permit. The organizer should obtain the necessary permits from local authorities for hosting the event. This may include permits related to the use of public spaces, venue occupancy, and specific activities. Besides, it is important for the organizer to obtain permits and approval for traffic management, road closures, and parking arrangement to minimize traffic congestions and to ensure the safety of everyone that involved in the event. The organizer also needs to ensure the security personnel hired for cloud control have the necessary license and certifications. Next, I'm going to present about the insurance and liability for cloud control risk. First is the terrorism insurance, which is relevant for events that may be vulnerable to terrorist threats, especially those with large clouds. Moreover, general liability insurance also important for covering accidents or injuries that may occur during the event, such as slips and falls or property damage caused by the cloud. In addition, workers' compensation insurance is essential for events with staff and volunteers involved in cloud control, ensuring coverage for injuries sustained during their duties. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
In essence, risk management not only about financial protection, it is a key of organizational success, sustainability, and growth. By practicing a comprehensive risk management strategy, organizations not only protect themselves against potential threats, but also equip themselves to thrive in a dynamical and unpredictable business landscape. It is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.